Don't call it a comeback. So here goes another movie toy, and by now I don't even need to make a big deal about how weird and far removed the style is from the original. Suffice to say, Devastator is a particularly obnoxious example, coming off more like a bastard child of Biollante and a bag of wine gums. But the Revenge of the Fallen Legends class figures have done something I never expected and actually been really, 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 really good. So how could I refuse a set of 7 of them for a mere $14.66? So here they are, the Movieverse Legends Constructicons. They look pretty awesome as a team in either mode, predictably much more so in the vehicle mode. Now then, we've got 7 toys to get through and the super robot, so let's kick things off with Scrapper. Seeing as how traditionally he's the leader, this guy's definitely the most like a regular robot, having as he does 2 skinny legs, 2 terrifying arms, and 2 totally vulgar nipples. Transformation's a bit of a car crash of limbs, but the alt mode is awesome. This is Scrapper. This is what Scrapper looks like. How's it going? Does this guy not deserve a deluxe figure at the very least? Long haul then, the only guy who's actually green. Torso / face chunt looks pretty good. I guess this guy looks pretty cool, but why his shoulders hurt? Piece of cake to transform, and the alt mode looks about right. Again, there's no room in the bed, but come on, he's only small. This little guy definitely looks better than the Supreme class version, which really is a shameful fact. Evidently, less is more. And now Mixmaster, whose symmetric mode looks pretty fantabulous actually. Check out his gorgeous shiny barrel and this industrial grey. And behold the lilac windows, the team's only hint of almost purple. Truly, a smashing vehicle mode. But then, what is that? While I appreciate the difficulties of engineering a toy as small as this to essentially be a triple changer, surely this isn't the best they could have done. I mean, look at it, it's almost all arms, there's basically no torso and his head's lost inside what little of it there is. And as for the butt, you have honestly got to be joking. Get out. Let's do the Bulldozer now. Seeing as how Rampage was officially red and Bone Crusher is now somebody else entirely, I like to call this guy Bone Cramp. Bulldozer preys upon the weaker as they fall, Bulldozer crushes all, and also can pass for a bumper battler. I don't know quite what the robot mode's deal is, but at least it doesn't have all that scaffolding that the Deluxe did. Considering what a weird robot Rampage was in the first place, I think this thing sums it up alright. I mean, the treads can almost pass for his whip weapons, and he's got this weird jackhammer shape going on. 7 out of 10. And now for the new guy, Overload, who comes in extra long flavour. I'm very keen on this thing, painted wheels and all, although it does slightly encroach on Long Haul's gig. Robot mode's actually very neat. He's got some mean shoulders going on and he looks quite the tiny powerhouse. But check it out, for all his lavish painted wheels, his robot mode gets 0 paint apps. Not even a dab on his face. What is up with that? But this guy's a welcome addition to the team. He fits right in, and what he does in the combination saves him from having one out-of-place enormous guy. Now for Hightower, who appears to be the team's sub-humanoid pet. I don't know quite what he's supposed to be, but with his little grovelling arms, big pinchy claw, wretched, lowly stance, and eerily human face, he's less like a mean Decepticon and more like one of those creepy boss creatures from Contra which kill you with bath. But whatever, the little freak comes good in crane mode, which is pleasingly large, both sideways and upways. Clues in the title. And finally, Scavenger, who's every bit as weird as Hightower, but familiar enough now not to give me nightmares. This is indisputably Legends class Demolisher, except it's not because it's Scavenger, and that's that, shut your face. I think it's pretty impressive that they were able to even pull off a Legends class figure of this guy. And to be fair, it is a damn near perfect Mantis Crab roller skate. Vehicle mode again is pretty awesome, it's very nice and square. But the scoop arm seems to have noticed something really amazing just up there. The main body hasn't got a roof, but considering how much this toy has to do, I think I can let it off. So yeah, this is a pretty sweet little excavator with a giant butt. And on that bombshell, it's time to get huge! Yes indeed, it's the mighty Devastator. Except small and even weirder looking than usual. To be fair, the combination's pretty ingenious, especially considering Overload and Scavenger don't actually click together. They just cling to each other for dear life. But check this thing out, I guess it kind of looks good. I mean, it's not much bigger than a Deluxe and there's so much going on. Have a look at his face up here, it's almost nothing like Devastator and more like some kind of bog troll. The first time I showed this thing to my girlfriend, her initial reaction was, why is his face where his wang should be? Why indeed? And observe the barely altered front loader and crane masquerading as arms? Honestly, they're not even trying. And who the hell thought it'd be a good idea to have scoops on the insides of his elbows? Get a grip. So the torso works fantastically and the legs are surprisingly stable, but although there is some articulation, The arms and head let it right down. Those bits are kind of important. But for what it is, I'm amazed this thing even works at all. I mean, 7 tiny robots with 3 modes each that combine? That really shouldn't work. Especially considering how unreservedly terrible the Legends figures have been till recently. And much as I'm not crazy about the movie Devastator, it's nice to have a version of him. This one's definitely good enough for me. It casts a hell of a shadow, and it only cost me a tenner and a half. So if you're on the fence as to whether or not to check this thing out, I say go for it. The good definitely outweighs the bad. You're getting 7 independently adequate Legends figures for your money, and Devastator himself is good enough to be worthwhile. And even if you decide you're not mad keen on it, at least you didn't spend 100 quid on something that takes up all of your house. So that's number 70. Until next time, I'm a free bitch, baby.